I am thrilled with our new office space and even more pleased to have you all with us here today. As many of you know, when the lease on our previous office building just down the road was maturing, we began to seriously explore relocating to another jurisdiction, perhaps just into Montgomery or Howard County, but we even looked at space in the District of Columbia and Northern Virginia and Baltimore. There were a lot of reasons we were considering this move that don't need to be gone into here today. But it's sufficient to say that the moment Prince George's County Executive Rushern Baker got wind of this, he and his staff pulled out all stops and became very persuasive in encouraging us to stay. In fact, I will tell you here today that if it weren't for County Executive Baker and the County Council, this dedication would be taking place in some other jurisdiction. I am extraordinarily grateful to the County Executive, his colleague David Iannucci and his team, and the County Council for understanding our frustration and for their extraordinary willingness to work to keep us in this county. I am very grateful that they have made it possible for the Bozzuto Group, this Prince George's County company that employs, and the number keeps changing, but approximately 1,900 people, to stay in this county where we started. Please join me in acknowledging the great leadership of Rushern Baker and the Prince George's County Council. I am particularly grateful that the county executive will be joining us shortly, as is with us this morning Council President Mel Franklin and Council Member Ingrid Turner. Councilwoman Turner was particularly helpful to us in making it possible to stay, and I want to personally thank you for your efforts. As I've already stated, we are thrilled with our new office, and we have to thank our colleagues at Fox Architects and Rand Construction for their tireless work to ensure that our home away from home is truly the dynamic workspace we wanted it to be. Thank you guys very much. On that note, as many of you know, we recently lost a very talented colleague, John Couch, president of Rand Construction. His life was taken far too soon, and we join his associates, his friends, and his family in mourning this tremendous loss. I'm sure that he would have been very proud to be with us here today. Our company has also lost this week another very close friend and business partner, my personal friend, Ron Kramer. I can't ever imagine having a better investor partner than Ron, and I ask that we all take a moment of silence together to honor the lives of these two remarkable, accomplished, and supportive men. Thank you. And now back to our celebration, which is what we're here to do today. As we stand here with both the Nationals and the Orioles, division champions, it is a great time. It's a great time to talk about teams. And if you briefly allow me, I want to talk about the Bozzuto team that made this extraordinary space and this move possible. But first, I want to talk about the design concept. I heard a presentation earlier this week from a professor who said that underlying modern workspace design is the understanding that people can be far more productive and far more effective when they see each other easily, interact accidentally, and are stimulated by each other's ideas. In other words, teams are far more productive and more creative than the one lone individual working alone. Well, if you look at the design of our new space, what you will clearly understand is that it was this idea, the idea of creating a space that facilitates collaboration, that drove the design. From the open and large single cafe, to the sound deadening of the ceiling design, to the many conference rooms, to the relatively low height of the workspace walls, to the absence of offices, of a lot of offices, and to the extraordinary stairwell, an extraordinarily expensive stairwell. The goal, which the county was very helpful in allowing us to do, the goal was to create a space that allowed us to see each other easily, work collegially and more informally, and to better function as teams. One of my colleagues last week made the observation that I think is absolutely right and insightful, and he said, in this space, everybody smiles all the time. I think the design a tremendous success and applaud all of those who were involved in putting it together and executing it. Let me give credit especially to Steve Strizella for finding this space and working with the Mac Cali folks to make it possible for us to move in here. And to Toby Bozzuto and the operating partners for coming up with the overall design concept and working with Fox to execute it. Let me also call out Rick Mostyn, Mary O'Neill, and Blatton Smith, and particularly the woman who oversaw this move, who oversaw construction, Jennifer Demetrician, for the diligence, energy, and focus they all brought to executing that design concept and making the move relatively painless for all of us. People keep coming up to me and saying, well, how was the move? And I have to answer, how do I know? I wasn't allowed anywhere near the office. I know there were a lot of other people from our company and from RAND who worked with the folks that I've mentioned to make this happen. I can't mention them all. All I can say is thank you. Thanks to my folks, thanks to the Fox folks, thanks to RAND, and thank you particularly to the Prince George's County leadership. It is now my pleasure to introduce Council President Mel Franklin.
Well, good morning. This is a tremendous day, as I'm sure the county executive will tell you in a few minutes in Prince George's County. We are thrilled. I want to thank the Bozzuto group, the Bozzuto family, which is the employees as well, all of you, for your investment in Prince George's County. We take your commitment here very seriously. We believe that we're all in this together. When you succeed, we succeed. When you increase revenue and profit, Prince George's County profits and increases its abilities. So this is a tremendous day. The Bozzuto Group is known for its integrity and excellence throughout the region. That goes without saying. We are pleased to have been a part of you staying and growing here in Prince George's County. I have to say, we have to thank our partner in the executive branch, the county executive, and his team, his economic team, for their passion and dedication to making this happen. We know there were challenging things in the past. We're not going to sugarcoat that. But we believe in overcoming all of that when it comes to making sure that the leadership in place recognizes those who are valuable to our community and who are helping our community be stronger. And Bozzuto has been that and will always continue to be that. So thank you so much for your commitment to Prince George's County. Thank you. I want to also say to the public in general, we talk about bringing the world to Prince George's County. But one of the messages in that is that companies who are already here and invested here, we have to demonstrate that we can nurture those businesses, grow those businesses, and help those businesses to succeed and be successful beyond their wildest dreams. So this is all a part of the strategy of making sure that Prince George's County is second to none. So this is only the beginning. We look forward to you having to outgrow this space. And we'll find you another one, even bigger and better. And we'll try to keep it in Greenbelt for my folks here in Greenbelt. But this is great news. It's a great day, and this is a great opportunity for Prince George's County. I want to say that my colleague, Councilmember Turner, who has been a tireless leader for Greenbelt and just the county in general, formerly chair of the county council service in our military, and now is ending her tenure on the county council. She has been a leader on issues of economic development for the council, and I know she was an integral part of making this all happen. I want to bring her up so that she can also say some comments and remarks. Thank you, Bozzuto. Thank you so much.
Isn't my colleague, Chair Franklin, wonderful? Let's give him another round of applause, because he is about bringing jobs here into Prince George's County. He's about jobs first, about increasing the opportunities here in Prince George's County. But today is about Bozzuto Group. And Bozzuto Group, Tom, we can't thank you enough for regaining the faith here in Prince George's County, because we're here to make sure you feel welcome, make sure that you have all the opportunities, you have access to Mr. Baker, who again, he was there when we heard there was a problem. I was there when we heard there was a problem. And I want to also introduce my colleagues from the City Council, because the City Council wants you here in Greenbelt. We have here with us the Mayor of Greenbelt, Mayor Emmett Jordan. And we have who was probably the mayor at the time, which is now the mayor pro temp, Judith Davis, who's here also and dedicated to economic development here in Prince George's County. So I remember probably about a year ago, Toby, we were sitting in your office, or a year ago we had the Economic Development Business Roundtable, and where we talked about the leadership that Bozzuto provides not only to Prince George's County, not only to the region, but nationally. And that's the type of companies we want here in Prince George's County. So when we were in the office, we said, it was in the other location, and we said, we still want you in Greenbelt. We still want you in Prince George's County, because David was saying anywhere in Prince George's County. We are so glad that you decided to locate right around the corner. And as my good friend Chairman Franklin said, we have several buildings for when you outgrow this building. And Mr. Baker will help, so we're all in this together. So again, congratulations, Bozzuto Group, and welcome, 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 but not welcome, but welcome because you're in a new location, and welcome to the new growth that we'll see in this new location. Congratulations.
It is now my pleasure and my honor to introduce the county executive who has turned this county around and provided extraordinary leadership, my friend, Return Baker.
To Tom Bozzuto. I've been involved in public service in Prince George's County for, I hate to admit it, probably about 25, 26 years. There is not a finer gentleman and someone who epitomizes what I always thought the business community should be. There's no one more respected, both in politics and out, in the integrity of his work. There's no one I've had a greater pleasure as a delegate and now as county executive to work with. And if we can just give him a round of applause for being a great model, not only to his son, but to other sons and daughters on what you can accomplish. Certainly, we are glad that you're here in Greenbelt. Mayor Jordan, I think you're pleased that they're here. It'd be great to have another partner join them just a stone's throw away, right down there somewhere. FBI? Wouldn't that be nice? Chair Franklin, I want to thank you for your leadership on the council. You've done a terrific job, and you learn well. You know, your first year in elective office, you got a chance to watch a master at leading the council. Certainly, I got a chance to learn from that person as a brand new county executive, and she's done a terrific job, and so have you. If we can give Mel another round of applause, please. And, you know, what can I say about Ingrid Turner? If you hear me talk about Ingrid, you think that she only had one issue, and that was health care. It's a big issue. We wouldn't have a regional health care facility in Prince George's County, and we wouldn't be doing development around the metro station if it wasn't for her leadership. But today we stand here and look at another part. It's making Prince George's County the place to be. And her leadership and her tenacity and her pushing us got us here so we can have this. Can we give Ingrid another round of applause? As you can see, I'll be thanking a lot of people. I think that's part of my job, just thank people. And what can I say about David Iannucci? You know, we tricked David into coming to Prince George's County. You know, I have a habit of trying to steal good people, but I don't tell him I'm stealing them. So we said, David, you know, come on down here and give us some advice, you know, because you live here, your family's here, your daughter's in school here. You know, David had worked at the state, you know, he's a really big guy. He worked at Baltimore County where they were doing fabulous things. And we said, well, come help us design how we can, you know, make Prince George, turn around Prince George's County. And it was really David and Tom Himmler and Brad Seaman and Mike Errico and Doug Brown, who came up with this whole EDI thing of investing and attracting people and having a big fund. And we liked it so much, we said, you know, can you just come hang out with us for a little while? We got a little office around the corner. I do mean little. and he has been tremendous. But it was David who called me in a panic. And if you know David, you know when he's calling you in a panic, that means you're not going to rest. And he said, Bozzuto is thinking about leaving, and they're halfway gone. And I said, there's no way Tom would ever leave. I just got to be county executive. Don't leave. And he called and he said, we got to do something. And he had a conversation with Gwen McCall at EDC. And Gwen, who's doing a great job over there, if we can give Gwen a round of applause. So he got together with two people who were harassing me about Tom Bozzuto leaving, and I said, no, I'm going to go have lunch with Tom Bozzuto and tell him what a great guy I am, and he's got to stay, and I did have lunch with you, right? At a beautiful office. I said, well, where could you get this vista? Tom said, Rashawn, you know, we're pretty much, you know, Toby's in charge. I said, Toby? Little Toby? He said, yes. And then I saw Toby. I said, no, Toby's grown up. I'm old. But in all seriousness, we had a conversation, and Tom was very straight. And he said, you know, we're going to have to convince them that we're serious about staying here. And he says, I don't think your chances are good. I knew, one, I had to face David, who would keep harassing me, and Gwen. And so I went to, you know, our CEO at the time, Brad Seaman. And I said, Brad can convince anybody of anything. And Brad went, and I said, Brad, go there and convince Tom and Toby that we need to be here. And he came back, he said, I got good news and bad news. Good news is they'll give us a chance. Bad news is we really got to come up with a great deal. And I said, okay, well, you, David, and who I always call when I'm in trouble, and that's Tom Himmler, who's standing in the back. If we can give Tom a round of applause. Because Tom holds the money, and he's our ideal man. And so what I did, as you know, Tom said, you know, in his, I got out of the way. I brought in the best and brightest that we had in the county, and I said, you know what? All I can ask you to do is your best. That's all I can ask you to do. But guess what? I'm not asking you to do that. I don't want them to leave. That's it. Make them stay. Come back when you got it done. And then, of course, I went away. And, and let them do their thing. And they did. They came back after meeting with Toby and his team, and what a tremendous leader you are. I think I was so proud of the way that it was done and the leadership of Toby. I actually made my son come to one of the groundbreakings in National Harbor so he could see what it's like to actually follow your dad, take his advice, learn from him, and build it better. Now, I don't know that he got any of that, but he did like the apartments y'all going to build in National Harbor. So I don't know if that lesson got lost. But let me end with this. In all seriousness, I was very serious when I said I did not want them to leave. Not because I'm county executive and not because I want to lose the jobs that were going to go. Because they're a symbol of what Prince George's County is and what Prince George's County is going to be in the future. If we're ever going to live up to the words that we are the place to be, then we can't lose good corporate citizens. And that was our commitment. And we also can't renege on our promises. That's all we have is our word. That's all Tom Bozzuto's ever said to people. If he gave you his word, he kept that commitment. I want him and I want the employees of Bozzuto to know that this administration and this government, both the council and the county executive, will keep its word. We're determined to make Prince George's County not only the place to be, but a great quality of life so more companies move in here and more people want to live here. Thank you, and thank you for your trust in us.
Rashern, thank you for your very kind words. I kept thinking as you were talking that I wished my wife was here, so she... We at this time are going to gather together to cut the ribbon. After we've done that, I would encourage all of you. We're going to be leading tours. There are refreshments in the back. Help yourself to that. Please join us for the tour. County executive's comments about me really are intended for the company. You know, as he indicated when he talked about his staff, I've always thought that leadership is really not so tough. All you do is surround yourself with the very best people you can find, tell them where you want to go, and then get the hell out of their way. And it is you all who are terrific. So thank you for that. And thank you really is what this is all about. I want to close and bring you all up here by thanking the county executive for his leadership, the county council, David Iannucci, the town of Greenbelt, the folks from Rand who were terrific and persistent and wonderful, the folks from Fox, and my colleagues for making this space. And Toby, it was your vision for making this space what it is. Thank you all very, very much. Now we need a scissors.
For me? No, thank you. All right, everyone, faces up for me. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Are we ready to cut a ribbon?
We are.
Oh, let's do ribbon cutting.
All right.
Count down, guys.
You guys put the muscle power in there. There you go.